So one of the most common questions I get around the channel is, which players should I go for? Who should I put on my team? I have X amount of stubs. I'm looking to grind this offline. Who should I add to my team? So today, I did that for you, best as I can. I made 4 separate teams, 4 different groups of players. Whether you're a no money spent player with not many stubs, and you're looking to get some offline grinding done and add good players to your team, whether you have all the stubs in the world, I have a player for you at each position for you to try. Yo, what's going on, YouTube? I appreciate you all stopping by. We're back again with another tips video. It's a little while since we did one. We did a lot of gameplay recently. But if you want to get more MLB Show tips and get better at this game, also prepare for MLB 21. We'll be keeping you all updated on the release stuff, but also tips and stuff when that game comes out. Make sure to subscribe down below if you have not already. Also, we're going to be doing a bunch more Twitch streams. I'm trying to stream earlier in the day for your guys' convenience. So if you guys have not checked out the Twitch channel, you check that out down below. We'll be streaming a lot more this week, also earlier in the day. Also, I haven't plugged this much. We do have a merch store if you're looking for a Christmas gift for yourself or for someone else that you know likes the channel. We have a holiday bundle. It's a sweater. It says my name's Scann. Look at that Christmas sweater. It's so cute. Also, that comes with this mug. So if you want to check that out. Also, with all the other merch we have in the merch store, it supports the channel. If you want to get something for yourself, but also support me and the channel, make sure to check out the merch link down below. All right, let's get right into it. All right, so I made a bunch of different lineups. I made a bunch of different teams, and really, I don't suggest using only these kinds of players. I suggest that you mix in all these different groups of players. At the end of the day, there's a bunch of really good players in this game that you could earn through different avenues. Some of the best players in the game you earn through the postseason program. Some you earn through the all-timers program. Some you earn just by completing finals, and some you earn by buying on the market or, you know, rewards from events and stuff. So today we're going to kind of talk about all the different avenues you can get these players and suggest all the best players in the game that you could try at each position. I don't think there's going to be a single endgame player I miss in this video. So this team is for all the guys that have God knows how many stubs to spend, and you have all the options in the world to build your team. I'm not going to go through individual players because I think just looking at the players and who's on the team, you have a good idea why they are good enough to be on the team. But to point things out, this team, you complete a lot of finest players. If you have a bunch of stubs, you want to complete the team affinities. Those guys are very good, but not all of them are the best. Guys like Salvi, Soto, and Machado, I think, are the best of the bunch. Also, JT Realmuto is a nice backup catcher. Candelario is a nice secondary option. Mookie Betts, you could play at second base. Also, some of the players you get from collecting them, like Lindor and Marte, are really good options at second base and shortstop. Also, you know, obviously it takes stubs to get guys like Mantle and Trout. So I'm going to put those guys in there because they are endgame. I still use those guys on my team. And for the rotation in the bullpen, some of these guys you could earn from the run it back content, but not going to lie, it is not fun. I suggest just buying them if you have the stubs. But guys like Hader, they're really good lefty relievers. Eckersley, I think, is an underrated guy. Goose, super expensive. Also, guys like DeGrom, Bauer, and Darvish are some of the only good, finest starting pitchers in my eyes. Hershiser is definitely an endgame pitcher. You should try him. Also, Scherzer, I wouldn't recommend him as much, but if you want someone to try out, I suggest giving him a go. Also, you could buy him for like $50K in the market, whatever his price is now. If you have a ton of stubs you want to spend for one player, these guys are definitely worth it. Also, you know, these guys are good endgame players to go for if you want to work towards them gradually, but it takes a lot of stubs and time to get these guys. Not the easiest options if you're just starting the game. Okay, this team is the team of cheap players you could buy on the market. I think all of these players are below 30K stubs. Some of them you could earn in other avenues, but if you want to just quickly buy them, these guys are more than viable, more than usable options for you to try at each position. Guys like Lux are really glitchy that you got through like pennant race awards and ranked. Guys like Acuna and Jimenez come out of the finest packs. Some of the guys come from the now cheap Ducks on the Pond and the Beach Ball packs, and they're definitely more than usable. These guys I definitely suggest using if you're newer to the game and maybe you're chipping at Mickey Mantle and Trout, and you want to spend some extra stubs to make a nice upgrade for the time being. These guys are cheap upgrades, but absolute studs. Great hitters. I mean, some guys I see mixed in some good squads like Lux, Hornsby, and so on. Also, these guys were used earlier on in the year. You don't see them much nowadays on the best of the best squads, but they're great upgrades and they're more than usable if you're especially on all-star level in ranked. Here's the rotation in the bullpen. Obviously, guys like Hand and Gagne, I think, are pretty solid relievers. But also some guys like Emilio Pagan, maybe not as much. But just in general, I think in terms of pitching, there isn't too much you could buy. But I think guys like Guidry, definitely underrated pitcher. Leiter is someone I see used fairly often still. He's less than 20K. Forrest Whitley has the pitch mix. Cole and Lamet have the per 9s. So if you're looking for someone who has the good per 9s, also Lamet has some nice velocity, give these guys a go. But really, in terms of relievers, there aren't really too many you could buy that are below 20K just because they're kind of not as many options. So the best relievers are usually about that 50K, 100K mark, depending on the pitcher. And those are just the cheapest of the best. All right, so this team is a team of the quick to earn grind players. These players you don't have to spend any stubs on. You could buy them if you wanted to, but I wouldn't suggest buying them. A lot of these guys you can earn from doing moments like Tops Now, player programs, and so on. So if you're looking for a free to earn upgrade and you're building your team, you should go this route. Guys like Joey Votto, really easy to earn player program, crushes righties. See a nice swing, he's worth a try. Also guys like Mark Canha, Trey Turner, Bo Bichette, and Tyler Stevenson are all through the Tops Now moments. You just have to complete like a few moments and you get the pack. Worth a try with those guys. I put Christian Yelich here only because you have to complete the showdown. And then I think that's all you need to do for the extreme program to get him. So that's relatively quick in my eyes, but for some people that might be more difficult. But if you're looking for a quick to earn endgame outfielder, definitely try Yelich. Just in general, you look at this team, a lot of these guys are player programs or Tops Now. They have a lot of power, so they're going to be more than usable on All-Star in ranked, and also definitely usable on the Hall of Fame. It might not have the contact to kind of keep up with the best in the game. Also, not all of them have the best swings. I put Joe Morgan here because I think he's honestly an underrated second baseman, but I probably wouldn't suggest him the most for like an endgame squad. Maybe put a guy like Trey Turner at second base or Bo Bichette. Don't play them at their primaries. You probably have a guy like Tatis at shortstop. And for our rotation, all right, so this is the rotation, the bullpen that I came up with. Some of these guys you can earn. Some of these guys you can earn through the running back program. I mean, there's still an RNG factor to that, but they are offline earnable. I could put Josh Hader in here, but I haven't even gotten him out of my running back, so I'm maybe passing him. I've gotten Eckersley and Wade Davis a couple times, I think, at this point. So an easy way to get some relievers, do the running back program. Guys like Wade Davis, Dennis Eckersley, Lee Smith are viable options. You could also sell them, but that's an easy way to earn some players offline quickly. More Tops Now, guys. I really only suggest Corbin Burns because he has the sinker and the cutter and the slider. I like Bob Gibson as well for an easy to earn player program. He was one of my favorite pitchers when I used him. I don't even know why I took him out of the rotation. Also, guys like Garrett Crochet, really good reliever still. And this next team build is for more of the longer term offline grind. So completing the 11th inning program and chipping at these players' boss packs, doing the entire all-time program, the entire extreme program, postseason program. These are all more than viable options, and honestly, a lot of them I see on endgame teams. So looking for viable players, the best players in the game, actually, you have to earn through the postseason or all-timer program. So guys like Babe Ruth, Corey Seager are really, really good players. Like some of my favorite players in the game, you get them offline. I put some of the bosses in here because if you just chip at the 11th inning program, you'll get all these guys. Ken Griffey Jr., Larry Walker, Jimmy Fox. I put some of them on the buy squad, but also I think they fit here just because they're easy to earn offline. So if you just chip at the programs, you get those guys for free. But again, it takes longer to grind those out. Lou Gehrig I put in here. He's one of my favorite first basemen. He honestly is my starting first baseman still. Frank Thomas is a great pinch hitter. Jesse Winker you get from the monthly programs. These guys are a little bit longer to grind. They aren't just like the hop on, complete a couple moments and you get them. You usually have to go through the entire programs to get these guys, but a lot of them are end games, so I suggest you do that. Like Corey Seager is one of my favorite hitters in the damn game. And going through the rotation in the bullpen, guys like Kluber, you get at level 40 in XP. I mean, you still call that a little bit of a grind because it's a little bit more long-term, but you probably have Kluber already. Tom Seaver, I like the bunch. Greg Max is definitely underrated. If you get Paxton, try to prestige him. as soon as possible. I like him a little bit more prestiged. Nate Pearson isn't the best, but he's got that velocity. And in your bullpen, guys like Mariano and Kenley, you could earn for free with the boss packs. Raleigh Fingers, XP reward path. Diego Castillo, Matic from the postseason. Diaz and Hoyer, I think is how you pronounce his name, from the monthly programs. So these guys, if you're looking to build up an endgame team, do your offline programs like your postseason program, your monthly program, especially the last 3 monthly programs. Those will be the most beneficial for you. And you could really fill out some of the holes of your team, especially like guys like Seeger are absolute endgame players if you can get their swings down. They're going to compete with the best infielders in the game. Honestly, I think Seeger is my favorite infielder. Definitely want to grind these out, and hopefully, if you want to just take screenshots of these and just keep these as a reference for yourself, because these are some of the best players in the game. I mean, some of these teams are kind of iffier than most, so I suggest you mix and match. Choose some players from one bunch and then pair them with the other bunch. Get a couple cheap guys, but also dedicate other stubs to more expensive guys like Trout and Mantle and chip at those guys. Or maybe you complete some of the postseason programs and get a guy like Seeger, and then you save those stubs and then buy an expensive finance player or two. Just mix and match. These are all very good players. Most of them are endgame. Some of them I wouldn't suggest. These are all the players you should be going for in some sense. If there are any players I missed on this list, make sure to comment down below. I hope I touched on all the players that most people use in their teams at this point in the year. And if you have any more specific questions, feel free to ask in the comments or swing by the Twitch streams. We answer these questions all the time. We talk about stuff like this. So if you have any questions about how to build your team or what to do, don't be afraid to come ask me there, and I'll definitely answer that for you. I appreciate you all stopping by. Have a great day, and I will see you all on the next video later this week. Deuces. Focus on out-pitching our opponent. Sir, is your connection good, buddy? Sir, is your connection good? Are you okay? I think he's broken. So, this is really what's gonna happen. I try to look at a laggy replay and now my game crashes.